All right, got it. All right, Mike. So
Kevin, let me know if you need anything.
yeah, and Steve, I know you had questions, but Mike did such a phenomenal job this morning. Then you hogged up all his time right after he did his meeting, so he couldn't answer me. So
That's right.
I was
so
tapped out.
he and we were just talking. He's got the fundamentals down of how to use social media. The little techniques, I guess, are the things that some of us that are ignorant in the use of it could use that these ideas. So, Mike, if you want to share your screen, if you want to go through how you do things, that'd be great. And do you use Instagram too, or just Facebook, by the way?
Really, my expertise is in Facebook, if you want to call it that. But the gist of it is that Facebook seems to be the sweet spot of demographics that we're looking for. It's right now the percentages that we're understanding is our recruiting percentages lean towards female right now, but also the audience and the Facebook participants are also about that same ratio. So maybe 60-40 female on Facebook, maybe 55-45 female. And so apparently our recruiting numbers are similar.
Okay.
But the other great thing about Facebook is that it tends to be more familial. Like people are sharing things that we would normally have to ask to find out.
Okay.
So in other words, when you're on Facebook and people are sharing about their kids, that's 1 point. Hey, they just came from their house. That's 2 points. Hey, it's real easy to find out basically how old somebody is because you can look at their profile and maybe even see their high school graduation date or whatever. That's 3 points. Okay. Hey, I'm out looking for a job. Okay. Well, that's now you're still a 3, or whatever. So the demographics seem to be there, and the interactivity on Facebook seems to lend itself more towards casual conversations, whereas Instagram is very image driven. It's all about photographs. I forget who's done it, but there's somebody else that's done a whole tutorial on how to look good on Instagram and do all the things on Instagram. Some of these things I understand do translate to Instagram, but I have no experience on Instagram. I'm not going to speak towards Instagram beyond what I just did. So,
okay, perfect.
So that's really about it. The first thing to know about Facebook is kind of a misnomer in that when you have Facebook friends, when you post something on Facebook, it does not go to all of your friends. If you have 300 friends on Facebook, 300 people do not see the post that you just posted. And think about it like this, because if you have 300 friends and every one of your friends posts one thing a day, you will have a never-ending news feed of 300 things and never see the same thing twice from the same person, much less if you have 1,000 friends or 2,000 friends or up to 5,000 friends. So Facebook is
Steve, you're cracking up. We can't hear you.
If you're asking about, some of the Facebook basics are this, in that Facebook does run an algorithm that prioritizes different posts. So, for example, what we think is they don't publish this as far as I understand it, but when you post, let's say you have 300 people as Facebook friends. The percentages that we're aware of is roughly 8% of your friends will naturally see your post. So in other words, the algorithm that's out there that Facebook has magically chooses 24 of your friends to show that post to, what's called organically. So in other words, you're not paying for advertising. You're just simply posting something, and Facebook sends it out to roughly 8% of your friends.
Is there a way to increase that you know of?
There is, and we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
So it's very strategic, and this is what Andy also speaks about. And it doesn't cost anything to do it. We are not doing paid advertising. We're not paying for sponsorships or any of that stuff. Those are things that we are not doing. So there's a couple disclaimers, and just kind of to go through these quickly, and I don't have a slide or anything to show you right now. In fact, let me see if I can pull up something just so I can at least go through some general things.
This won't go to compliance, Mike. You're all right.
No, that's okay, because we don't want other people to hit compliance by being non-compliant with these things that I'm about to share. So so let's talk about that. Let me see what I've got here.
Bad words like we're not hiring, you can't show lifestyle.
Those are the main things. Yeah, those are the main things. So yeah, we're not hiring. It's not a job.
Yeah.
You don't want to show lifestyle like you sitting in front of a Ferrari tossing $100 bills in the air. The things that work are really very simple things. And so one of the simplest is a simple copy and paste, which I sent over to Steve earlier today.
Yep.
And, you know, to be able to do these kinds of things makes it very duplicatable. So I'm going to put that up. Let me see where I can find it here.
Perfect. And Steve showed me that too. It's great. Looks awesome.
Yeah. Well, and this is nothing I made up. These are things that are simple copy and paste things to do.
What Steve liked was your emojis that you put in there that just kind of lit it up a little bit. And some people use pictures and you used emojis. And
yeah, so some people they'll post pictures, you know, personal pictures, or they'll post emojis or whatever. And so but here's what it says. Let me see. I can't see what I'm doing. Are you able to see my screen share?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So yeah, my office is looking for people to work from home anywhere in the USA, all online, full training provided. And then bullet points: can pass a background check, 18 plus, training bonus, willing to use social media. That's one extra line we put in there. Yeah. No previous experience required. Create your own schedule, direct deposit daily. And then send a DM or comment to set a meeting with me if interested. Okay. So
you would send that out and then people would DM you directly or call?
Yeah. So this is where the rubber meets the road. We're going to go through the process here, and I will share my Facebook page and create a brand new post.
Okay.
And we're going to try this out and see how that works. Okay. So
I followed you, but I couldn't find where to add you as a friend.
All right. Well, we'll see if we can.
One of my gals said, just click everybody, add friend. All of a sudden I get these weird people from all over the world.
Yeah. And you have to be careful. If you're not on Facebook and you're brand new, you're going to get the Nigerian prince and all that other stuff that's going to come your way.
Well, they want money.
Yeah. Or more than likely you're going to get, a seductive looking person, a woman that is scantily clad that all of a sudden wants to be friends with you. And she, has one friend and lives in Russia. Yeah. So don't click on that stuff. If you're brand new, just delete that friend request. Don't even entertain it or go look at it or anything, because there's ways that they track you and all that kind of stuff. So let's talk about this. So this is my Facebook page.
Yep.
Now, Andy has a whole thing on how to clean up your Facebook page, things he recommends. Yep. Do that, don't do that. That's up to you. Some people mention the company on their Facebook page. Some people don't. That's up to you guys to figure that out.
Better in my opinion, Mike, not to mention the company, but because you're self-branding and we don't want to saturate a name.
That's part of it, for sure. And as Andy says too, if you're doing a search and you decide to look up the company name on a Google search, man, you're going to find all this great stuff. And we've got wonderful, online presence. But then there's that one thing that says you're a scam, and everybody clicks on that and goes, oh my gosh, this is a scam.
Yeah.
So we don't want to do that. We're trying to avoid that.
Thank you.
So here's how to post. So on your Facebook page, now this is using the computer, so it's totally different on the phone. If you're using the app on your phone, we'll have to do some other kind of a class on that. But if we're on Facebook, we're going to make a post. So it says here on Facebook, what's on your mind? Okay, everybody see that? We're going to click on that. And I already copied the emoji laden bullet point message that we want to talk about. So I'm going to just paste it in there. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff that was extra.
Uh-huh.
All right. So that was a simple copy and paste. Now I could just post this as is. Okay. But we're going to add an extra line up here that says something to the effect of, hey friends, yes, this is for real. Okay.
Yeah.
Please share, like, or comment, or DM me.
Wh-
And
Sorry, Mike, not to interrupt you. Is this where you'd ask them also to maybe post this for you? Because that's what they were talking about this morning, get 5 people to post, to get 10 people
so,
to post.
yeah, so this is essentially, this is setting up how we're going to move this around within Facebook, because the next thing we'll do is we're going to use the symbol.
Uh-huh.
And when we do the symbol, that comes up with your list of names, including yourself.
Okay.
And I'm going to file down to my name, Mike Monick.
Yep.
And I'm going to hit. And now it populates with a hyperlink to my Facebook page.
Okay.
Okay. And so it says, hey friends, yes, this is for real. Please share, like, or comment, or DM Mike Monick. Okay. So that's great. So now we've got one other thing that we can do, and we're just going to kind of cover this base while we're here. But you can add to your post. You see down here where it says add to your post, and there's a little green map or a photo, and then there's a guy and a smiley face and all those things.
Yep.
Okay. So if we wanted to add like a personal picture, we can. We can add a photo or a video. If I just want to add an attractive picture of myself or, my kids or whatever, like we said, nothing lifestyle, nothing about, tossing dollar bills in the air or any of that kind of stuff, but just a standard social media kind of picture. Great. You can click that, add a picture, and that'll show up with it. But more importantly is to tag somebody. When you tag somebody, up here at the top, it says, this is my post right here. It says Mike Monick.
Yeah.
My post is set to public. Very important that it says public. You can choose different postings, like only me. I'd be the only one that could see it, or only my friends can see it. If it's public, anyone on or off Facebook can see this post,
Okay.
regardless of if you are set to a private profile. So maybe you've been posting for your kids, pictures of your family for the last 10 years, and you don't want to show everybody in the world that. So your profile is set to private, but this one post is sent to public. Okay. So you can choose that. You want it to be set to public. And now I can tag somebody. So I'm going to tag on here. I'm going to hit tag, and I'm going to look and see if I've got Kevin.
CIRK. Yeah. Did I show up yet? No.
Okay, so we are not Facebook friends yet, so that's relevant.
Yeah.
And
okay.
that's okay. We don't have to be, because I can tag somebody else. I'm going to tag Rod Logan.
Tag
So
Silverman.
I don't think Silverman and I are friends yet either. So, so let's see, Rod Logan. Rod Logan's an RVP here in the Dallas area.
Okay.
And so now I've tagged Rod. You see where it says tagged, and now it says Rod Logan right here.
Yep.
Okay, so I have tagged Rod.
Yep.
And now you'll see what it says. Mike Monick is with who? Rod Logan.
Logan.
Okay. This is important because when you share a Facebook post, or when you copy and paste a post, if you simply copy all this text, like all this with the emojis and all the rest of it, if we copy all this and Kevin, you post this, I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to be notified when somebody comments on it. So you're a brand new guy. You don't know anything about how to respond to people. You don't know what to say, any of that stuff. When I copy this and paste it, into my post, I want to say, yes, this is for real. My friend Mike is looking for, my friend Rod is looking, my friend Kevin's office is looking for, whatever you want to say in there. But when you get tagged, if somebody makes a comment on my post, you get notified as well because you're tagged in the post.
See if I'm in there now. I just friended you. You probably have to accept it first.
I don't know. Let's find out. Well, let's run this post here real quick.
Yeah. Okay, so when somebody responds to that on Rod's, I would see it, or on anyone's.
That's right. Now you'll see here where, hey friends, this is for real. Now you see my name changed to blue.
Yeah.
And that means it's a hyperlink. So if I click on that name, now I can access that person directly. I don't have to go and hunt them down, spell their name right. There's 10 different Dave Stevensons or whatever, and figure out which Dave Stevenson is the right Dave Stevenson. It's just going to click on the right person because we already established that.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm actually going to disable this post since it's not a real post.
Oh, okay. So you just
I'm just going to move that post to the trash, and we'll move on to something else. But the next big thing would be how to respond.
Right.
And this is where Andy really shines on this, because people are going to respond to your posts in typically 4 different ways. Okay. And so we'll go back to the screen sharing and kind of show what that looks like. So this is essentially the same kind of post right here. But I added an infographic to it.
Yep.
And you can fancy things up or you can copy and paste. But this says almost exactly identical, exact same things, but it's just got a shiny picture of me and my wife on it. Okay.
And let me ask you a question. If somebody was interested, is there somewhere on here they can click to set up that Zoom interview?
No. And here's how this works. You do not want to post active links to another website in your Facebook page. You want to do that privately.
Okay.
Okay. Through a direct message. Facebook's algorithms, we're about to talk about, that 8% that we talked about a minute ago. When I post this, roughly 8% of my people are going to see this. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's what starts to happen. 17 people have liked this post. So the algorithm in Facebook does a couple of different things. When somebody likes it, that's kind of like worth 1 point. It says, okay, this post has value. We're going to show it to 2 more people. Okay, now 5 other people like that post. Okay, this post has actually got some decent value. We're going to show it to 20 more people. So now instead of 24, you got 44 people. Well, guess what happens next? Somebody comments on my post. So I've got all these comments on my post. And when people are commenting, Facebook says, oh my gosh, people are commenting on the post. We're going to send it to even more people. Well, the thing that we want to do is start to create a dialogue. So here, this guy said, I told 2 people about this, and he's in a different business trying to recruit them for something else. And so I created a little dialogue with him. I thanked him on Facebook. I thanked him in the comments section. See, I didn't have to comment. He didn't ask me a question. I could have just liked his response, which I did.
Right.
That adds a little feedback to Facebook that this is an active post. But I also said, thank you. Okay, well, now I've commented and Facebook says, okay, this guy is paying attention to his post. This guy is actually creating a dialogue, which makes users more sticky. So Facebook likes that. So we're going to push this post up even higher. And then look over here. 11 people shared my post, which Facebook loves. And they say, okay, that's even better. This guy's post is so valuable. People want to put it on their own Facebook page and share that post. So we're going to make even more people see this post. And that's how posts get legs. That's how posts last a little longer and you're being able to see different things over a longer period of time. And it's shown to more and more people. So usually posts like this last for maybe a week or 2. And so this one's been up for about 2 weeks. I'm going to kill it today. and then I'm going to post something else almost identical to it. And Facebook is going to push that to a totally different set of my friends.
Ah,
So the first time I posted it, it showed to a certain set of my friends. The second time I post it, a totally different set of my friends are going to see it. And we're going to start the whole process over again.
so Mike, they were talking about this morning posting 200 posts a week, 50 on Monday, 100 on Wednesday, 50 on Friday. You're that they're not talking about this. They're talking about 50 people send out a post. Am I right? Or
So, so you could spend all day and night trying to post you just want to post on your own Facebook page every once in a while.
okay.
The Facebook likes interaction. They like things that have engagement. So there's different philosophies for this, but when you have an active Facebook and you're sharing, let's say, motivational things. Now, Andy and I differ on this, but he's recruited 450 people last month. I recruited, 10 in the last 90 days.
Yeah.
So take it for what you will, but take a listen and look at this, because when we share, it boosts things up. But the other way to boost things up is to just have normal Facebook posts that are interesting to people. So, for example, my son got married recently. So I posted a picture of his getaway car, and 11 people interacted with that and liked that. There's a picture of me and my wife, and that got a bunch of likes. So we're at the wedding, and 243 people liked that post. Okay. Totally irrelevant to the business, just something that our family is doing. But what does that do for Facebook? Facebook says, okay, this guy has active posts, and 243 people saw value in it to do a thumbs up. Now, do you have to have something like that? No. I do stuff like this. You see things like this on Facebook all the time. And you're like, why? Who cares? Who cares about name a song that mentions a month in the lyrics?
Right.
I don't care. I do
Huh.
not care about seeing what songs have a month in the lyrics, but 66 people left comments on it.
That's what I was going to say. So what that does is creates momentum for whoever posts that, correct?
Yes, but but it's momentum for your entire page. Now you could spend hours and days doing this kind of stuff. I don't recommend that. But if you're in the habit of maybe posting one thing a day, okay, of this type, and you're seeing my private posts right now, which is why you're seeing a lot of redundancy. These are
Right.
things that are not visible to anybody else, but you'll see other things like, I post a lot of nostalgia. I post funny little things with my friends. What drink is in this picture? Okay. Who cares? I do
Right.
not care. But I got 91 comments on that, and 42 people like that post. That boosts other things. If you're brand new to Facebook and you've got zero traction, you can share positive things, or you can post positive things. Now I'm going to share a little deep dive into this. When you do that, this is a little heady, but
Yeah.
when you do that, you post a photo. You do not share somebody else's post. You want other people to share your posts because that boosts your visibility. But when you share other people's posts, that lowers your visibility. Does that make sense?
Ah, okay.
Because Facebook is saying this guy can't even create his own posts. He's sharing everybody else's. So instead of sharing that picture that says, what would be a drink inside this pitcher, instead of sharing that, I copied the photo and created my own post as a post that I created. Okay. People call that stealing on Facebook, and it's a widespread practice to help get more people on your Facebook page to do that kind of thing. So sometimes I'll see a motivational quote. Sometimes I'll see something that just cracks me up. And if it cracks me up, it probably cracks my friends up.
Right.
Sometimes I'll post photos of my family or things like that. And those are things that will help drive traffic and natural reach of your own Facebook page when you do post something. Okay. So now let's kind of move on, because we've talked about how to post on your own Facebook page, but that's not the point.
Right.
The whole point is what we're calling, and it's an old 90s song called OPP, which is kind of a naughty song, but what we've rebranded it is other people posting. And so every Wednesday we want to have other people posting for us. And that's where we get into the copy and paste. That's all we want to do is we want to copy and paste. And so we are simply asking people to copy and paste. So in Facebook, we've got Facebook Messenger. And I'm calling up Facebook Messenger now. So I've looked up Facebook Messenger. Okay. And I've got all these different friends. And you'll notice on Facebook Messenger, see how this lady here, she's got a green dot by her.
Yep.
That means she is on Facebook right this minute.
Okay.
This lady here, she's on Facebook right this minute. There's other people. Janelle here is on Facebook right this minute. These other people without the dot, they are not on Facebook right this minute, or they don't have their app open on their phone. But if you have friends on Facebook that have messaged you, you'll see them in Messenger. And if they're on Facebook right that minute, you could text them and they'll get that message right away. So what do we want to do? Well, when you post on Facebook, people are either going to respond to you through the comments or they're going to direct message you. I get almost as many people direct messaging me as I do that are making comments. And the reason is probably because they don't want people to know they're looking for a job. They don't want people to know on Facebook that they're asking, what's this all about? Because they're not sure what it's all about. So they don't want to put it out there that they're really looking for something else. So you'll get a private message. Everything we do off in the private message sector is now about getting an appointment. And that's really what we're doing. So when, Kevin, if you've got a brand new person and they've posted, they've tagged you on the post, somebody commented on the post and said, hey, what's this all about? I'm interested. The answer for your brand new person, let's say Dave Stevenson, Dave says, is it okay if I send you a direct message? Now, Dave's asking a question that's practically rhetorical, okay? But why is he asking a question? To get a response to drive traffic, okay? So,
Mike?
Yes, sir.
Is a direct message the same as a private message? Or both synonymous?
Yeah, so on Facebook, we have direct messages and private messages, same thing, but it's through the Facebook Messenger. And there's a Facebook Messenger app, which is totally separate, or there's Facebook Messenger that I just clicked on when I'm logged in on my desktop.
Okay.
And when someone does a post, how long does it take to go live?
It's instantaneous.
Oh, it's instantaneous. So if you delete it, does it come off or it stays?
If you put it in the trash, it's also deleted forever.
For everybody, for everybody that sent it out.
Yeah. And this is another reason why you want people to tag a post and create their own, because if they share your post and for whatever reason that post comes down, every one of those shared posts goes with it. So we want people to copy and paste their own post and tag you in it. Okay.
Very important. Yes, that's very
Yes.
important.
Yeah, because if you have 100 people share your post, that's great until something happens and that post gets taken down. Maybe it was a compliance thing. Maybe Facebook doesn't like you anymore. Who knows why? But when that one post comes down, all of the shared posts go with it. And it
So
just goes to,
copy, paste it, post it, and tag us.
yep, copy, paste, post, and tag.
So
That's
if you-
exactly it.
If you wanted someone to do, let's say Janelle, which you said she's online because she's got the little green dot there, you wanted her to send out a post. So you would send her the post that we pulled up earlier that you'd already had pre-made anyway, and said, Janelle, can you copy, paste, and post this for me? Is that what you would do?
That's right. So yeah, so you can come up with your own kind of formula as to what to say. But if I'm going to create a new message, let's say I'm going to write, I'm going to use Rod Logan again.
No, use me. See if I'm on there yet.
Oh, let's see if you're on there. Okay. Great, Kevin.
You'll be my second friend.
That's
You
great.
could friend me too. I refuse to be Kevin's friend.
Yeah.
Okay. So it did find you on Messenger, Kevin. Okay. So here you are. And here's Kevin.
Yep.
And so now I'm going to write a little post and I'm going to say, whatever I'm going to say, hey, Kevin, we are gunning for a promotion this month and need help. Will you please post this on your Facebook page and tag me on it? Okay. Now I'm going to send this as is without pasting anything.
Right.
Now I'm going to paste the post.
Do
Okay.
they know to copy and paste it? Do they know that? Do we have to tell them that?
Well, in this little note, I said, "Hey, Kevin, we are gunning for a promotion and need help. Will you please post this on your Facebook page and tag me on it?" So you can write whatever message you see fit, whatever you think communicates your message best, as long as it's within compliance and all that good stuff. Just do that.
What I was asking is that if he doesn't copy and paste it, then that post would go away if yours does.
Well, this is copied from the previous text that I sent, and I just pasted it into this message. So this is essentially like sending an email.
Oh, it's not.
So this is going to stay put, even though I deleted the original post. This was just a copy that I made of that post. So this is just the text that I already copied, and I'm dropping it into a message and then sending that message so they can then copy it and paste it.
Which, by the way, it popped up on my phone and I, dinged, and I got it, so I could copy and paste that and put it on mine.
Yep. And that's exactly what to do. And you can customize that. So, hey friends, yes, this is for real. I mean, you can change that if it's you change it to enough where it looks like it's your original thought, but you don't change it too much where it is now saying things that are not compliant. Okay. And that's where we get into this gray area where people are changing it too much. They're all the wording from my office is looking for people all the way down to send me a DM or comment. All of this stuff has been deemed and blessed by compliance to say, yes, everything's good. So adding an emoji here and there, that's what I did to personalize it and make it jump out. Do I do that in my normal everyday? Yeah, I do. I use emojis, quite often. So you'll see that on other Facebook posts that I do. But if it's totally out of character for you, it might look crazy, so you decide what's best for you. If bullet points are your thing, do standard bullet points. If emojis make it look fun and, funny, remember, we're kind of skewing younger as opposed to wanting to skew older. We're trying to appeal to a younger audience. So that's one way of doing it.
Hey, Mike, the one thing is, though, and I tried to do it on mine, I sent it out to one of my gals. Your name, when I click on your name, it's not pulling you up.
That's right. That's only going to work on a share. So that's going to work on a share, but it's not going to work on a copy and paste. So if somebody shares my link, they don't tag me on it, they can just click my name. If somebody copies and pastes my post, they tag me on it, and that way I'll be notified on their posts. It's subtle differences, but it does make a difference.
Yeah, those are things that people need to know that are going to explode their business using this.
Well, and we're just now finding these things out. There's no how-to manual for this, which is, I guess, why we're making this video. But some of this stuff is basic Facebooking, and other stuff is a little more complicated. The real gist of it is it's not about you. It's about getting other people that already know how to use Facebook and not becoming an expert on Facebook. I don't want to become an expert on Facebook. I was already using Facebook prior to my resurgence in Primerica, because I'm kind of a retread in Primerica. But for the last 9 years, I've been using Facebook almost exclusively for professional purposes and learning these techniques for the business I was in prior to being full-time in Primerica. So now we're just translating these same things, and I'm cleaning up my old Facebook feed so people don't think of me in the same way that they used to. Andy Onstead, for example, was an executive chef. If you look up Andy Onstead online, you see Chef Andy Onstead all over the place. Well, you don't see Chef Andy Onstead on his Facebook page maybe anywhere. If you do, it's going to be way back in the Wayback Machine, 10 plus years. So he's cleaned up the last 5 years of his Facebook page where it's almost exclusively family and his business, not the business.
Yeah.
And so it's his team is called Team Redline. It's got Team Redline all over the place. He's celebrating his, achievements and his team's achievements and what a great business we have that we can go on vacation and the company pays for it. But it doesn't say anything about the company.
Right.
And that's what he's doing. That's what's working for the number one recruiter in the country.
Self-branding.
Yep.
So, okay, perfect. Steve, did you have any other questions for Mike? I mean, all of this stuff makes sense. I think this is great, Mike, for you to take the time to do this. This is going to.
We really appreciate that so much.
Well, I do have a couple other things that I think are valuable that probably need to be said for brand new people.
Perfect.
And that is, we want to move people from the comment section to the direct message area. And so when they're saying they either tag somebody and their only comment is Dave Stevenson has commented and it says Lorraine Goodman on there. And that's all, that's the only thing he said. Okay. Well, what he's doing is telling Lorraine that, hey, this might be of interest to you. So we want to answer that with a comment. Hey, Lorraine, would you mind if I sent you a direct message with more information? Then Lorraine might come in a day or two later and say, yeah, that'd be great. Okay, now she's giving you permission to direct message her. You do not want to direct message people that haven't asked you for it or that you're not Facebook friends with, because that will get you red flagged. Okay, so you want to ask permission to send somebody a direct message.
Now,
When they give you,
how do you send the direct message? Sorry.
this is what we just did, Kevin, is send you a direct message.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so when I pull up the messenger,
Okay.
now I can look up that particular person and send her a message. She gave me permission to do it. So I'm going to send her a message. Hey, Lorraine, love to talk to you more about what we have going on. Would it be okay if I send you a calendar link to make an appointment to talk to you over Zoom? But you don't send her the link without her permission. Why? That's scammy. That's what people that are scamming people do.
Okay.
They send you a link. Hey, click on this link. You don't want to do that. You always ask permission if they're not already your friends.
Okay.
If they are your Facebook friends, you don't have to ask as many permissions and it won't red flag you. But if you are not friends with that person, sending them an unsolicited link is a huge red flag.
Okay, cool. Good. That's great to know.
Okay. The other thing is once you do send that person a direct message, what do? We go back to the comments and we say, hey, Lorraine, I just sent you a direct message. Please let me know that you got it. I know that she got it. I can see if she got it or not. And obviously she'll respond if she got it, but it's just, we're driving traffic. That's all we're doing. We're driving traffic on that post by creating a dialogue. If you have 4 people comment, all of a sudden you've got 16 comments there because you've created a dialogue with each of those 4 people, and that drives traffic on that post to spread it out to even more and more people.
So you don't have to delete the post like they were saying in maybe Instagram where you put it up for 2 days, then delete it, put a new one up, delete it, put it up,
I recommend on Facebook for me, every 2 weeks is about the shelf life of these posts.
Okay.
So I would not continue to leave a post up forever and ever. I would just every week or two take it down. And what we're doing right now is we're following the lead of our coach and saying, hey, every Wednesday we're posting something. Every Wednesday we're asking people to share our posts. That's the whole point.
Right.
Put your own post out there. That's great. But I want people to share my post. If I've got 20 people sharing my post, that's thousands of people. If I can get those people on my team that are on my team to say, hey, you get 5 people to share that post. Now what do I got? I got hundreds of people sharing my post, and the numbers haven't quite bore themselves out yet, but it appears that premium follows, a little bit down the road. And the estimate now is that if we've got 200 posts going out a week over a 2-year period of time, that's probably going to equal $1 million a year income.
Wow.
So if we've got 200 posts going out a week, the level of premium that's going to come through that posting based on the percentages looks to be quite substantial.
Wow.
So obviously no promises. I didn't come up with those numbers, but you can't hardly lose unless you go non-compliant.
So 200 posts a week, meaning you have 20 people posting 10.
That's exactly right. Or you have, 50 people posting 4, whatever it is, however many teammates you have, get them to post and get them to get people to post.
So
If they don't know what to say and they don't know how to make appointments, have them tag you. If they're your people, there's no way Andy is fielding 450 new recruits personally, much less that's 450 recruits. How many you have to go through to get, if it's 8531, he's going through 3,200 people a month. You
Yeah.
can't go through 100 people a day.
Right.
And in 1 month to get 450 recruits personally. So he's got to be dividing up the labor. And so he's got key people, and we've seen some of those key people in action, Noah, and there's a couple of women named Abby. I think there's a Jennifer or 2 in there, and they're recruiting in the hundreds as part of that big number. And so he's got people that are dividing up the labor, and it's exactly the same kind of multiplication that we used to see in the A.L. Williams days with, find 3 that get 3 that get 3, but it's on steroids. Social media was built that way. That's what it's made for. And as long as we can keep up with the tags and get the direct messages and ask the right permissions to get people into our calendar, that'll keep your calendar full.
So bottom line, let me kind of go back through. Once you post, you actually ask people to post for you. You can have your name highlighted where they can DM you directly if they hit your name. Or
That's on a share.
on a share, not a post, but on a share.
If they're copying and pasting, they tag. If they
Uh-huh.
share, you'll already be highlighted because you put that hyperlink in a share.
Okay. And then if they're tagged and someone makes a comment, you see the comment, and then you can ask them. Now you start a conversation with that person who commented, correct?
That's right. So if it's a brand new person, Dave Stevenson posts and he tags, Kevin Zirk in there. So now it says Dave Stevenson is with Kevin Zirk. He posts the copy and paste with the emojis on there, and lo and behold, we get 10 people that comment. Okay, so Lorraine Johnson comments. Well, guess what? It notifies Dave Stevenson in your notifications, and it notifies Kevin Zirk. Hey, somebody commented on a post that you're tagged in. So now you're notified to look at that.
Perfect. So then I can direct message them saying, hey, I saw you commented on the post. Do you mind if I, send you more information? Is that what you're?
If you're not friends with that person, which you would likely not be,
Right.
you would comment under their comment and say, hey, thanks for commenting on this post. Do you mind if I send you a direct message with more information?
Okay.
That creates the dialogue. That gives them an opportunity to say yes or no, which they always say yes. And then once you have permission, you send the direct message to them. Then you go back to the post and say, I just sent you a direct message. Please let me know that you got it.
And the direct message you would send would be?
Whatever you think is going to get them in through your door to make an appointment.
Okay.
What I send them, if it's somebody new that I don't know, is something basically saying, thanks for responding to the post. We're actively looking for people right now. I'd love to talk to you about it. Can I send you a link to my calendar and we can set up a time to talk? And you go through the whole list of standard, what's this all about, et cetera, et cetera. You answer those to however you want to answer them.
Yep.
Or you train your people on how you want them to answer that. If they're not your Facebook friend, you ask permission to send them a link to your calendar. If they are your
Should we friend them at that point? Should we friend them at that point, or it doesn't matter?
you want to ask them, you want to ask permission. You don't want to send friend requests to people you don't know without their permission. That's why I asked you guys to friend me. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys friend me. I don't want to friend you unsolicited. Okay. If you do that too often, Facebook will flag you and go, this guy's trolling for friends. Okay. He's out there soliciting every person, including, people that don't even exist, and then you'll get flagged for that. So you want other people to friend you. Hey, will you mind friending me on Facebook? Yes. They send you a friend. You accept that. Now you're Facebook friends. It opens up more doors.
Okay. So you want them to friend you?
Yes, ask them to
Got
friend
it.
you. You always want to
Got it.
ask permission. Can I send you a direct message? Can I send you a link to my calendar? Please friend me on Facebook so we can communicate easier. And the reason why is because this is a little nugget, but in Facebook Messenger, if you're friends, it comes right to you. If you're not friends, I'm going to pull up a screen. I'm going to show you.
So that makes sense. You're creating dialogue, which drives more traffic to that dialogue in that post.
Right.
Same time, you're asking for permission and being polite about it so they know it's not a scam.
That's correct. And you know, some people I've sent them my phone number. Some people I want to send them a Calendly link, and my Calendly is a whole other animal we could talk about some other time.
Yeah.
Calendly is set up to create a Zoom meeting for me. It's all integrated.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: on the Facebook Messenger, which is the direct messaging chat.
Yeah.
Okay. These people are my friends already on Facebook. All these people I already have permission to speak with freely. But if somebody new texts me out of the blue, I got to go to these three dots over here and look up message requests, because somebody sent me a message request without me knowing about it. Well, look at that. Here's Karen Lancaster, who I'm not friends with. And here's Mariana Novikov.
Uh-huh.
And I'll bet you $1 that Mariana is a scam.
Uh-huh.
So here's Mariana who says hi.
Yeah.
That's obviously a scam. I'm not friends with her on Facebook. I don't want to hear from Mariana. Okay, so I don't care about her. But I'm going to go back up here again and take a look at this other person. Here's Karen Lancaster. Look at this. I was forwarded to your post from somebody who worked from home. Please let me know what I need to do to apply for the job. Okay, well, I didn't say it was a job. She's assuming. I said, you want to work from home? But whatever it is that she says, I'm going to ask her, is it okay if I send you a link to my calendar?
So you're going to answer that and ask her that right there?
Yeah. And when I answer that, now Facebook says, okay, you've accepted her as somebody that you can talk to, and it's going to send it over to my normal regular inbox instead of the safety inbox for potential spam.
Okay, because she messaged you direct.
She messaged me, but I'm not Facebook friends with her. So
Right.
it went into this message requests area, which requires me to open my messenger, click these three dots, go all the way down to message requests and see who else is there.
Okay.
And furthermore, I might go over to the spam area too, and no messages found in my spam today. Those usually contain links. But over here, we got people I might know. Well, one of my Facebook friends is probably friends with this Mariana, and somebody else that I know obviously posted something that Karen saw because she said so.
Yeah.
So, but we're not Facebook friends. So I'm going to start that relationship with her by texting her back. And when I text her back through direct messenger, it's now going to move her to my regular inbox.
Okay.
And that's where I'll start the dialogue. And then I'll ask her if I can send her a link to my calendar.
Perfect.
Very good.
Awesome.
Are you able to send us any of the posts that you've been having success with, aside from those bullet points with the emojis?
It's really it. I mean, you can fancy them up in different ways, and people do that. They'll create their own. There's a program called Canva, Canva. It's online. You can create all kinds of fancy looking stuff like what you saw me doing. It doesn't cost much, if anything. It's like $10 a month. But I wouldn't get too far over your skis on doing that, because it's real easy to get real fancy, and there's no proof yet that the fancy ads do better than the copy and paste ads. And in fact, there's a little bit of a pushback generally on Facebook when things start to look too pretty. So just like in the old days, we don't want to be the pretty people, right? So when things look too pretty and somebody's scrolling through their Facebook, what does it look like? It looks like an ad. They just scroll right by it.
Yeah.
But if it looks like me and it's my buddy, you know, or if it's me walking my dog, or a picture of me with my cat and it says, I'm looking for people right now to work from home. Okay, well, I don't know what the picture of the cat's all about, but I know that's Mike. So I'm going to go ahead. I don't have a cat, by the way, but so, you know, I know it's him. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. If it looks too fancy, or if it's a generic picture or somebody we don't even know,
So simple is
scroll.
fine.
People scroll right past it. So I had on my very first post, I copied and pasted exactly what I sent. And within 24 hours, well, it was, let's say I posted at 9:30 Central Standard Time on a Wednesday. And by the end of the day, I had 40 requests for more information. By the end of the week, I think I had 143. And that was just a simple copy and paste. I didn't even do any of that other stuff that we talked about. I had not even set up my calendar, nothing. I just did it to see if it would even do anything. And it gets busy very quickly.
That's
So
awesome.
it's like the old yellow pad presentation.
It gets way busier if you're
Okay.
asking other people to do it.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Just remember that it's other people posting. We want OPP, other people posting. That's the whole point, is to get 10 people to post 10. And, you know, let's, if you
So-
have that mindset, you don't have to be the expert on Facebook.
And the way they do that, they either cut and paste and tag you, or they forward.
You can share. Sharing's not
Sure.
as powerful as copying and pasting into their own feed.
Okay.
It's not going to get as
Share
much
it.
visibility. It
Let's say-
shares for you, but it's not as visible for them.
Okay. But it
With
does,
a new, yeah, go ahead.
they would be able to contact you directly by clicking on your name. In the
Yeah.
share.
But your work comes from following up. So I love what Andy says. It's, you know, it's not what you expect, it's what you inspect. And, you know, if you got people that said, hey, I'm going to post for you, you got to get on Facebook and take a look at it. You got to be interacting with the people that are commenting on it. It is work.
Okay.
So like right now I've got, last week I had 16 people share or create their own post, 16.
Yeah.
And that's what all that redundancy was on my Facebook page, because I'm looking at each one of them on a regular basis. I'm seeing if I missed something, if I missed my notification or whatever. Did somebody else say something on that feed? Is there another comment that I need to, you know, find somebody? If there were a bunch more likes on that, do I need to say, hey, everybody that liked this, you know, please share as well, or whatever? There's a lot of different ways to create dialogue. So I would encourage y'all to listen to that Andy Onstead one more time and kind of get the basics on that. And, you know, really with that, I don't have too many more nuggets to add.
Just had a quick question. How soon do you get a new associate to get other people to post for them?
Immediately.
Okay.
Immediately. And
That's
Andy
good to
says
know.
the same thing. So right now, if they're not willing to post on social media, especially Facebook, it's going to be very difficult to duplicate the success that everybody's having right now.
Yeah.
So if somebody's reluctant to do that, it's okay. Don't sign up. Don't sign your IBA. Let's post first and see if it even works. Okay. And it's just like in the old days. I need your 10 best friends and your names, your 10 best friends. We know the ink's not even dry yet in their IBA, and it gets canceled. And they said, you know, I'm not interested, but what do I have? Their 10 best friends. Okay.
Yeah.
And if I got their 10 best friends and I recruit their 10 best friends or 3 of their best friends, what's the likelihood that they're going to stick? So that's the whole point. It's just Bill Render's system modernized for social media. So we want them to post immediately. You know, even before they sign their IBA, and oh my gosh, this worked great. You had 4 responses.
So
This
if
thing's
you-
going to work.
If you had a brand new person post, they would tag you. And if you had them have 5 of their friends post, they would also tag you.
Yep.
Okay.
They,
So you're
they could
getting
tag
paid
me
by-
or they could tag that brand new person. But once they tag the brand new person, it becomes more difficult for you to check out. So you have to keep track of, okay, this, you know, Sandy's friend Phyllis posted and tagged Sandy on it. Now I can't really see that directly. So I need to keep track of Phyllis, and maybe I need a Facebook friend Phyllis or ask permission to Facebook friend Phyllis. It becomes more difficult to keep track. So Sandy has to be diligent, and she's brand new and she's working her full-time job and she's got a baby and she doesn't want to do all that. Okay. So it's way better if they tag you and you keep track of it for Sandy. And then when you recruit somebody that Phyllis isn't even interested in the business, but somebody came through Phyllis that you recruited, you put them under Sandy.
Okay.
Also, Sandy's not engaged in the business yet. So
Well,
she's not gonna-
Sandy's on the fence about her IBA, but you just
Yeah,
recruited somebody Phyllis. So you think she's going to sign her IBA? Probably so. Yeah.
So Mike, just to clarify, so that new person can tag Sandy and you when they send out the post. So there's two, you could tag two people is what you're saying.
You can tag multiple people. That's
Okay,
true.
so no matter what, they want to tag you, but if they tag Sandy, great. If not, they still want to tag you.
That's right. If you're not Facebook friends, and even if you are, depends on how your settings are, you might have to accept that tag.
Okay.
You want the field trainer to be in control, basically.
People can tag you, but if you don't have it set up where if somebody tags me, I have to say, yes, I accept that tag, because somebody could tag you on something you don't want to be on. you know?
Right.
So I have permissions for that. And
Okay.
that's the default. So when somebody that you don't know, that's not your Facebook friend, tags you, you'll have to accept that tag. And it'll send you a notification. It'll say, Phyllis tagged you on a post. Do you want to accept it? And you can look at the post and go, oh yeah, I'm fine with that. And then it'll populate with your name on there, and then you'll get notified every time somebody comments on it.
All right, cool.
Terrific.
That's awesome.
Wonderful.
Any
Well,
other
thanks, you
questions?
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Really appreciate you so much.
You're welcome.